All right, I am a Titan, and I have found a wand, and I don't like the campaign, so I am not going to run through the campaign again, so I am a Titan caster. Now, is this better on other classes? I don't know. I'm pretending other classes don't exist because I don't want to run through the campaign again. But this wand is pretty good, and I couldn't just let it sit in my inventory, and I didn't want to sell it. So I spent some gold to respec myself into a Titan caster just so I can use this wand. Now, why does a Titan kind of work as a caster? Well, that is because as a Titan, we get Hulking Form, 50% increased effect of small passive skills. That works just as good for spells as it does for melee skills. Your hits are crushing blows. It just says hits, and crushing blows just kind of add to your ailments, add to stun. You get to stun people up, and so that also kind of seems like it's going to work for spells. Whether it does or does not, I don't know. I'm just throwing it in there because it might work. There's no reason it shouldn't based on its verbiage, but you never know how things work in beta. And then this also works just fine. So all of these work for spells. There's no reason that these aren't compatible with spells. And so let's take a look at what I'm doing for damage as a caster. The low life tech, all of this should work for spells. It doesn't say anything about not working for spells. And in fact, we get lucky hits against enemies that are on low life. So these are our two big boy low life damage dealers. We're comparing that with the low life helmet. So we do a ton of damage to low life. Then we're also pairing it with this shield, getting ourselves 50% chance to block. And by 50%, I mean 100%, but we take 50% of the damage. So we're at 75% chance to block. That's maximum block without any modifications. Get that really easy. Pretty much this one tree right here and this tree right here. And then we are block capped. We're anointing this bad boy for 75% increased damage for your block. And this one right here is also 75% increased damage. So those are two big boy 75% increased damage on top of also getting 1% of fire damage per 1% chance to block, which is 75% added fire damage. That is a lot of extra added damage. Now going through this bad boy, you get everything pumped up. Everything is just a little bit better on a Titan. So some of your mana costs are converted to life at a larger degree because of that bad boy. You're getting increased life regeneration rate. You're getting more crit. You're getting more elemental damage. And I'm using these gloves because I had these gloves in my inventory. The real gloves to use are actually the crit gloves. The gloves that give you 300% flat crit, but those are actually pretty expensive this league. So is the snake bite ring. So I'm not using that ring or those gloves. I spent all my cash on this shield quite a while ago, and I haven't been able to recharge my currency because I've been playing a little game called Claire 33. Now I'm using Yoke of Suffering primarily because I needed the elemental resistances, and I had one in my inventory. Those are the reasons I'm using Yoke of Suffering. For the most part, I should be able to get 3 ailments on them pretty easily because I'm converting all my damage to the 3 different ailment types, and I'm throwing balls at people's face. We're also able to get some pretty good increased area of effect of your presence area, which is going to help with the helmet. You get a little bit more over here, and you're also getting this increased spirit, which is getting me to my 200 spirit, which I need because I'm running elemental confluence, which gives you more damage of each element type. And since you're splitting it 3 ways, you essentially divide this by 3. So instead of 71% more damage, it's essentially like 30% more damage across the board. Cast on crit. I got some pretty good crit nodes, so I figured I might as well just do a whole little crit setup. So I am doing a crit setup. Now with these small nodes, you get this bad boy, which is 22% increased increased effect of Arcane Surge, and you get 2 of those plus a 40. So you are at 84% increased effect of Arcane Surge, which is pretty dope. That's more cast speed. That's more mana regeneration rate. Now, more mana regeneration rate is different than increased mana regeneration rate. Now, I would grab these bad boys to get 7%, chance to gain Arcane Surge on Critical Strike, but it's not that big of a deal for me to squeeze Arcane Surge into the Frostbolt, and I'm pairing that with Arcane Tempo so I can cast really fast, Wild Shards because it has a cost multiplier, and Unleash because it also has the cost multiplier, and it's pretty dope. You can just fling out a bunch of these, and you get Arcane Surge in no time, and it lasts quite a while. And you can see the mana is regenerating significantly faster while on Arcane Surge. That is how I pathed it. You could probably do a little bit better. There is actually some really cool presence area here, but this attack node is kind of dead. Now, I did kind of think that maybe you could take these 4 points to grab this, and come up here and grab these nodes and invest into block, but it's so many points. It is so many points. It's a lot more tanky, but you lose quite a bit of damage because it's just so many points to get that much block. You have to grab these block nodes here, you have to grab these block nodes here, and you have to path over here, grab these block nodes, and come up this way and grab these block nodes. And I think you even need a block jewel to get to 75%. So I just take 50% of the damage and I roll with it. That is the skill tree. We're grabbing these bad boys through this, and everything else is like, we got spell crit, presence area, elemental damage, damage taken from mana before life, a little bit of extra meta, magnitude of ailments, damage from mana before life, shock chance, you know, just some minor jewels. For my skills, I was using ball lightning for a long time because there's that jewel or gem that you can buy that gives +3 to ball lightning, and it was only like 20 exalted orbs because no one's using ball lightning, and that's because ball lightning's actually pretty bad. Frostbolts actually feels better across the board for me than ball lightning. I like frostbolts a lot more, so I'm using frostbolts. I'm pairing that with cast on crit, and I'm giving it 60% more crit chance for a crit chance of 41. You can go a lot higher with that, but that is just, you know, where I'm at. It's where I'm at with this kind of ghetto ass build that I've set up. Some other gear, it's just basically filling out some of the stats, getting all my resistances capped out, and then I'm still using Trample Toe because the clear is spectacular. Even with spells, the clear is just really, really good with Trample Toe. So that should be enough information. Now let's run it. I'm not going to be running any big boy maps. I do want to just fight a bunch of bosses because it's kind of pointless for me to not fight bosses. Bosses are the most difficult part of this build, so that is where I want to demo. It's not looking like I got a lot of bosses available. There's a bunch of bosses up in here. I really should have picked where. There's a big old boy. A big old boy with bosses. Now, I'm a big fan of self-casting. On my cast on Chris setup, I got Aya Winter and Frostwall. It's just kind of cool to throw the Frostwall down, and then the Aya Winter just whacks them. Frostwall's pretty good. Whether that's the best choice, I don't really know. And I like to cast that bad boy as my spark generator. And by spark generator, I do mean shock. That is how I am generating shock. Orb of Storms, I am putting this bad boy in it for 100% more chance to inflict ailments. Skill effect duration, that just allows the Orb of Storms to last longer. Conduction, 100% more chance to shock. Increased magnitudes of shocks, but the shocks also apply to me. And then this gets rid of that, and then also has a 30% increased magnitude if I'm inflicted with the ailment. So it inflicts me with shock, then it removes the shock to makes it do more shocks. And that's what Orb of Storms is for. Orb of Storms is to apply the shocks to make the art go boom. It's pretty much only needed on bosses. Because you're running Trample Toe, you can pretty much just throw your little balls out and it just takes care of everything because of Trample Toe. And it works pretty well as a caster, as a Titan. It's a little better than I would have expected. Definitely. Sometimes it feels like arc doesn't quite hit. It's weird. Like you'll throw an arc out and it just doesn't do any damage. I don't know if arc is bugged or it just gets really bad rolls, but my damage should be lucky damage. So I feel that sometimes arc just doesn't work. But it still does a lot of damage when it does work, so I keep using it. Got me a new monitor. My old monitor kind of shit the bed a little bit. I've been looking at OLED monitors for a long time, but they've always been a little too expensive, and the tech hasn't been that great in the monitor scene. The TVs have gotten all the really good features, but OLED monitors just really haven't gotten a lot of good features. But I finally bit the bullet and got a 32-inch MSI OLED monitor for about $1,000, and it's game changer. I'm at a 3090 video card, and I don't really want to upgrade that. I don't think the 4090 or the 5080 or 5090 are really that much of an upgrade versus the 3090. My processor is still pretty solid. So I figured the best upgrade I could do is with an OLED monitor, and I gotta say I am not disappointed. In fact, I am so not disappointed that I feel like anyone who is about to upgrade their video card from something like a 3090 or a 3080 to a newer model, I think an OLED monitor upgrade, if you don't already have one, would be far better of an upgrade. It really is quite a bit of a game changer, especially if you watch movies on your monitor like I do. The blacks are so black, I don't even know what to say. It's fucking spectacular. Now granted, it's pretty pricey. I'm an old man, so $1,000 on a monitor isn't really that much to me, being an old man and having worked for about 22 years in a row in a professional field. So that much money really ain't shit to me. But if you're like 20, you just ignore everything I'm saying, because you do not want to spend $1,000 on a monitor when you could spend like 150, 200. It is not that important. But it is pretty fucking great. This build is very slow compared to the previous build I was rocking, which, because I'm using shield charge as my bad boy. And they go so much farther than the ball lightning. The ball lightnings, they don't have a duration tag. So if you get increased duration on any of your stuff, which I have a little bit of, I think on some of my jewels have increased duration, it allows your balls to go farther. And the farther your balls go, the better your balls are. I mean, I guess I could just put ball lightning on to show you that this one's better. It also has a higher crit rate. Ball lightning's crit, I think, is at 9, and frost bolts is at 12. Yeah, 12% crit chance. So you're getting a lot more crits with your frost bolts, even though they're hitting less frequency. Your crit chance is much higher. Just let Trample Toe do the work. You don't need to be involved. You just kind of hang back and throw your balls, and you let Trample Toe take care of all the work. Just easy. Just easy. Now, where this build falls apart is bossing. It is a bit awkward to boss with, but I imagine you can fix that. You can fix that in a lot of different ways. You know, actually taking the time to use real gear instead of just the best gear you got in your inventory. Granted, my gear is pretty good, but it's not exactly the most synergized gear. If I got those crit gloves, I can get rid of a bunch of different nodes because I don't need to mess with crit damage like these nodes right here. I think one of these is real rough. Oh, well, this side's the rough side, and that's a crit chance, but I can free up these bad boys to do the crit damage because I don't need that crit damage anymore. And then the crit damage here I could free up. So with those gloves, I'm able to free up at least 7 points. And I have a few crit multis on some of these bad boys. Yeah, right here, 15%. I'd be able to get a different roll on that. So that'd probably be the biggest upgrade. And then maybe even getting the snake bite ring. So you can just throw more spells out. Forks and chains or whatever you want to pick. He's not shocked yet. Now he's shocked. And once he's shocked, you hit him with the arc. And it's pretty nasty. Oh, and he's stunned. Boom biddy boom biddy boom. It kind of works. Kind of works. But again, he's just like a normal, boring boss. If you do any like in-game shit, I really don't think this is in-game viable. Let's just defer this. And get the fuck on out of here. Yeah. It's actually working pretty well. It's pretty dope. And the maximum block chance is pretty nice as a defensive layer. You see 2,000 life and you're like, oh, that ain't enough. That ain't enough. Well, with the block and the 2,000 life, it doesn't feel too bad. Jeez. Yes. Stacker anyone? I'll hold on to that. Actually, I'll just hit it real quick. Let's just hit it. See what we get. Ah, so close. Ooh, a 4% cast speed. We'll get something real nice. Cold damage. Gross. Destroy that shit. I picked up too much stuff. Let's get another map. Let's go all the way with it. The last one I just didn't go all the way because, you know, I was lazy. We're all the way maxed out. Let's run a boss map right here. Fucking temp chains. Ugh. So disgusting. Temp chains is nasty. So slow. Yeah, I think Ball Lightning really needs a duration tag. I think if you gave Ball Lightning a duration tag, it'd be just as good as this. But without the duration tag, Ball Lightning just kind of sucks in comparison. Oh my god, it's so slow. Oh, this is the trash. Get out of here. Yeah, I can make him immune to fire. I get a ton of fire damage from my shield. It's probably like half of my damage. So we'll see what it looks like to get immune to fire. I don't want to get immune to fire and lightning. That would be too dangerous. You just get a lot of off-screen clear. Which kind of sucks because they're not in your presence, so you're not doing all that extra damage, but you know what? You're safe. You're all by yourself, no one's near you. You don't gotta worry about these sexual harassers that are everywhere. You just throw your nut and you buck. Buck on the fuck out. And with that arc. See, that arc didn't do shit. I don't know if they blocked it or what. Let's see, we got a boss and a rare. They're down there. Ugh, so slow. I don't think I have cooldown recovery rate on there, so I should put cooldown recovery rate on the shield charge. I think I just have faster attacks. I don't know why I don't have cooldown recovery rate. I was probably just lazy. Didn't want to put it on. Oh no. They blocked me. I'm gonna use just a little bit of arc for a little bit. See, it works just fine with arc. I say that as I cast the ball on that guy's face, but I just meant with like regular enemies here. Oh. Oh, you're gonna hit that with arc. That is dope. I didn't know you can hit the walls with arc, because arc's not a projectile. I thought it was only projectiles. Oh, that is so cool. See, if you really wanted to, you can just run around just arcing people. You combine the two, and that's where the real magic is. Throw some ball, hit some arc. And the ball, you gotta toss the ball and then kind of run with the ball. Creates a pretty smooth little play style. It is rather slow, though. And that a big part of that is the trample toes, which you could probably get rid of. It will really fucking clear up, especially the clear at the distance, and it'll make it a lot more dangerous to play this build. But it'll be better for bosses, and you can get a lot more speed with it and be blasting through the maps a little bit quicker, maybe. It'll be a difference between move speed and clear speed. Oh my god, this fucking temp chains. Now, if you really wanted to, you could use... I forget what it's called. The thing that has a bunch of mana. I can't remember what that called. Haven't used it since last league, so I forgot what that bitch is called. But it makes all your spells cost more and you do more damage based on how much money you have. But the main reason I don't have that is because I have a node... Oh, he ran away. I have a node that reduces my maximum mana. He's not shocked yet. You gotta shock him. Now he's shocked, and I hit him with arc, and he has a bad time. I imagine you can get that combo off better. Ball lightning does electrocute them faster, so ball lightning's probably better for bosses. So if you throw a ball... Actually, I'll just throw ball lightning on and run another map. I don't want to walk over there with this temp chains. I still look at all the gear. This late into the league, I'm still looking at the gear, because maybe, just maybe, you'll get a wand, and it forces you to play a caster as a Titan. Alright, big boy. And then let's get that ball lightning. Lightning. We got a 1919. Bam. No, we don't need that one. Come on, give me the 10. I'm retarded. Can't grab the right run. Alright, let's just get rid of frost bolts. And let's put all of these bad boys back on there. Let me just get the exact same setup. Leave that right there. Now I do have the +3 to ball lightning skills, and I should put that on, but I kind of want to show the same skill levels. See, the ball lightnings, they just don't last as long. Practically, they're pretty much identical. For regular enemies, they proc trample toe. For bosses, they proc all the other ailments, so your Yolk of Suffering does more damage. But when you're running through the map, and the balls go away quicker, you're just having less fun. You want your balls out as long as possible. And these balls go out too quickly. And that's because they don't have a duration tag. You got AoE projectile sustained, which is, maybe that's duration. Maybe they do have a duration tag and I'm dumb. Hold on. Fire a slow moving orb. I don't think they have a duration. Oh yeah, that has a duration tag. Ball lightning doesn't. So you can't keep ball lightning going. You can't make it last longer. And that really does inhibit ball lightning versus the orb. And you see, ball lightning can get the job done completely. I didn't even see what happened there. I just know I lost my map like a loser. I got teleported like mid-roll, and my eyes, they just went black. I let Jesus take the wheel, and you know where he took me? Right off a fucking cliff. Alright, we'll find... There's a big boy boss. Do a little bit more ball lightning action. Ball lightning should be better on bosses, hypothetically, because it applies the shot quicker, which is going to allow arc to do more damage. I wasn't able to properly demonstrate that, because I fucked that boss up pretty hard. Oh yeah. I already want to go back. Let's shock that guy like a bitch. Stun him like a bitch too. Alright. Yes, add the spice. Yeah, another reason I didn't want to use the mana skill that makes your spells more expensive. It's already have a hard time fucking keeping my mana going. Come on. Yeah, the frost ball would have killed those guys probably. But I am in Delirium. I wasn't in Delirium and on those other maps. So this isn't exactly an apples to apples. I should turn the Delirium off. Oh shit. What the fuck? I don't know what the hell just hit me. What is my life regeneration? It's only 169. It'd be really nice if I got something with a little bit more life regeneration. Only thing I got it on is that bad boy and that bad boy. I also didn't know the mods I was running. I'll do one more with ball lightning. I wanted to get like a boss going. Temporal fucking chains. Temporal fucking chains. Oh, I was gonna leave one open. Oh well. Hidden boss, hidden boss. I guess I should read some of these. Nah, fuck reading. Whenever given the choice, read or don't read. Don't read's always the right option. Reading's for women. I wanted to switch it faster than that. I'm done with ball lightning. I wanted to show the switch. I wish I could have done it faster. Just swapped it out without having to put the supports. There's probably a way to do it. So much better. It is so much better. They last so much longer. They do more damage. The only thing they don't do is shock quite as well. But that's what I got Orb of Storms for. I do want to see ball lightning for the boss one more time. I'm gonna have to start hitting control and stuff. There's probably a hotkey that allows you to do what I'm trying to do. Alright, got ball lightning. Yeah, I think ball lightning's probably a little better for bosses. Maybe. Let's see. Let's hit control. That was the wrong one. Nope. Might as well finish them off. I think I'll show the build shit the bed. And I'll run a breach boss. Yeah, it fucking wrecks, man. Way better than ball lightning. It's more visually appealing, and it does more damage. Oh, I got a breach somewhere around here. I definitely want to run that breach. Oh, it's letting me see it. Just gonna run right to it. Oh my god, I was right at the beginning. I missed it. I'm not using anything in the offhand, so you could totally put blink in here. I'm just too lazy to do it. For me, it takes so damn long to get that set up. I don't have a lot of time to play. So when I turn on the game, the last thing I want to do is have to set up a whole new setup just to blink. I'd rather take the extra 10 seconds in a map and just chill. Pretty good. As a mapper. I get so many breach splinters. I have no qualms wasting it on losers like this character. Non-serious builds that can't run bosses. I have no problem wasting breach. I get so many breach splinters. Is that a single life node? T12. I wonder if that's max. I still haven't gotten a single good hit out of recombinating. But a part of that is I haven't done it too much. So I've been trying to keep really good stats to do some recombinating. Wait, what's the... Oh, I don't like that base type. Alright, let's just grab one of these. Run it. Let's see what it's like on a breach boss. Some big boy hits there. I'm a little worried about going too slow. A little bit. Oh, my music is asking me if I'm still watching. Oh no, I'm falling behind. Did I fail it or did I clear it? Why did the timer go away? So fucking slow compared to my other builds. Oh, well, it looks like I completed it. Fucking gnat flying around my face. Yeah, it does not have any boss damage. No boss damage. I should throw ball lightning on, but even then, yeah, it's not boss worthy. Now, I'm sure you can rig it so it's boss worthy. There's probably a combination of spells out there that will make it boss worthy, because you can really do this with any skills. But with me using Arc and Frostbolts, that definitely cannot boss in the current setup. I have been playing Melee all league. I have no clue what spells are running dominant or what is the most popular. But whatever the most popular spell is, whatever the most dominant spell is, and the most popular setup will probably work to get some bossing done with this rig. Maybe. Anyways, that is the attempt at making a Titan caster. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do next. I might be done for the league if I can't think of something interesting to do next. I've been looking for a really good spear. I was just gonna do the exact same build that everybody else does with the little spear spinnies, but I was gonna do it as a Titan with a big old fat dick and not as a little twink, and it'd be pretty dope. But I haven't found a good spear yet, so that's probably what I'll do now, is just farm for some divine orbs and stay looking at the market for a good spear. Later.